Hello and welcome to your weekend mini nerve. I am your host, Maureen Callahan, and troublemakers, Meghan Markle's holiday special dropped this week. And here at the Nerve, we watched it so you don't have to. Like I said, we put the flak jackets on. We go out into the field. We engage in cultural combat to spare you, the innocents. I'm going to be honest. I watched about 10 minutes of this special and then I needed a 3-hour break. And I really had to talk myself back up. Like I had to hype myself back up to like go in there and gut it out because it's that bad. Like it's not a fun hate watch. It's just so awful. You cannot believe that Netflix like ever let it out. You know, I think we've talked about this on The Nerve before, but there is a very famous movie that was never released called The Day the Clown Cried. And it was Jerry Lewis, who used to be, his whole thing was like, he was a comic. He was a comedian. He engaged in a lot of slapstick, but he more than anything wanted to be taken very seriously as an artist. So he wrote and directed and starred in a film called The Day the Clown Cried, in which he played, I am not exaggerating for comic effect, he played a clown who worked at a concentration camp, whose job was to make children laugh as they went to the gas chamber. And this film, Jerry Lewis locked it away, never to be seen. There's like 5 people in Hollywood who've seen it. I think Harry Shearer is one, voice of the Simpsons. But like this is Meghan Markle's The Day the Clown Cried, like minus Nazis, minus gas chambers, minus innocent children. You know, this thing should have been locked away and never to be seen again. Never. But here we are. We are where we are. So you know what that means. We're going to do it together. Okay. Now, again, as mentioned on Friday's Nerve, Meghan Markle's father has been admitted to intensive care this week in the Philippines. And let me just say, if this were my father and he were still alive and he was in intensive care in the Philippines, I would be pulling every string I could to get him on a plane to America, or at least to Germany, you know, Western Europe. So that's just a little table setting. That's the kind of table setting I like to do as your hostess at the Nerve. Okay, not Meghan's bullshit table setting with arts and crafts. Now, we are going to begin with the opening sequence in which Meghan is skipping, just like our favorite 900-year-old sprightly heroine. She's just a middle-aged mom of 2 who can't help but skipping into frame in a Christmas tree field, whatever. Here we go. I mean, have you ever seen more awkward skipping than that? I described this on, we talked about it a bit on Meghan's Anaheim stop. The good Meghan and I talked about this special, and I describe it as like Meghan's body is just a host for some sort of alien entity, and the alien entity has taken over that body and is still trying to figure out how arms and legs move and what an actual human expression is like. That's it to a T. Now, Meghan is going to impart all kinds of helpful tips and tricks and hacks that the rest of us dummies out here would otherwise have no idea how to go about executing, such as how to hang ornaments and lights on a Christmas tree.
When I string the lights on a tree, I do inside, so it's lit from within, and on the border, right on the outside. And the same with ornaments. You want to find the placement for them where they're going to find their light.
So, you know, she is none too subtle, and you can tell exactly how it was that the members of the British royal family saw this trick coming like a Mack truck, okay? It's lit from within, and then you have to put the ornaments where they're going to find their light. So I guess in this metaphor, Meghan is the ornament in need of finding her light. Listen, sister, it's not with Netflix. This is exhibit 805 as to why they dumped you. Okay, now, allegedly, reportedly, first look deal. Okay, I'm going to fast forward through some stuff without showing you any footage because it's truly not worth it. She makes an advent calendar and she explains to us what it is. While doing so, she talks about tucking little findings into said advent calendar, which I guess is like, now we've got another new word we've invented. We've moved on from learnings and we've got findings, not little things to be found or discovered. Stop fucking with the English language. You're not nearly creative enough. You sound like an asshole. She tells us that a tradition has to have a beginning. You don't fucking say. Okay, now, Meghan's going to introduce us to even more new puns. Painful, unfunny, just dead weight puns in calligraphy. Here we're looking at Meghan writing on a chalkboard. Oh, look at how pleased she is with herself. Dusted, got the chalk off me. I did a pun and I did a flourish in my bullshit calligraphy that I learned when I was 12. Tis the seasoning. Can you imagine being stuck at like a dinner table with her and trying to have a conversation? This is what passes for wit in her world. Then she says to us, "Let the festivities commence." Who talks like this? Okay, nobody. Wow, that sounds like real fun. Let the festivities commence. Okay, her first guest is a guy named Will Guidera, and he is a chef. And she says they first bonded at 11 Madison Park, and that is some asshole elitist shit she's shoveling. Okay, 11 Madison Park. It takes forever to get a reservation, and when you get in there, you're looking at laying down dinner for two, $800. Oh, we just met at 11 Madison Park, Now we get more puns. Here we go.
This feels like fondue. You've never heard anyone say fondant.
Look at her expression. Fondant. I'm funny, right? I'm funny. No, you're not funny. You're not. You're really lame. Now she's wearing a ton of expensive jewelry. She's got, by all reports, because she wants us to know how much she has a Cartier watch that she purchased for herself, and then Harry gifted her Diana's Cartier watch. And I believe in this season, this show, whatever. And by the way, this was all shot in one go, okay? Because her dog Guy, who we're going to see and who we saw on that Christmas tree ornament, he died. He died in January of 2025. That means this project's been in the can for like over a year, and it is as moldy and musty as you would think, okay? Now, I think that Meghan throughout this is wearing Diana's Cartier watch, and I'm going to tell you why. It is always hanging off of her wrist. Like, I actually have one, and this is, it's not like hers. It's not like a $20,000 watch, but when you buy one, you have them fit it to you and size it so they remove links so that it actually fits you properly, and you're not going to bang the face of this thing, which is very, very thin, into all manner of objects and dent it or scratch it or ruin it, And hers is always dangling, and like it's always like turning around, and sometimes the face is on the inside of her wrist, which is such an affectation. And I'm telling you, that was Diana's because she did not get it resized to fit her wrist. She is wearing Diana's, that ghoul that she is, in its original incarnation, the wrist size, the links that fit Diana's wrist. That's what I think. And we're never taking that fucking thing off. We're never taking it off. She is always, always making food with her jewelry on, and we never see her washing her hands before she's handling any amount of food that she's about to serve people. And I think that she is hygienically challenged. I do. I think that anecdote about her asking Kate to share her lip gloss with Meghan, and Kate kind of recoiling, like, I don't want to share my lip gloss. Like, that is unhygienic. You know, this woman thinks she should be telling us. Okay. She also repeatedly calls things darling. Like, this food is darling. Or she actually genders food. You know, there's this like trend now where everybody's like, oh, she's good. She's fine. It could be a pile of laundry. You're like, oh, she's ready to go. I hate it. I hate it. Inanimate objects are inanimate objects. Okay, let's not anthropomorphize everything, let alone make everything a woman. So she calls things darling or awfully darling. Again, this is affectation beyond. She calls champagne bubbles. This to me is the insecurity of a middle-class kid. I mean, I think she was upper middle class. Her father did put her through Northwestern, but she thinks she sounds sophisticated, and you don't. You just sound like an asshole who's trying too hard. Okay, there's a lot of anchoring. We're using the word anchor a lot. Will, her guest, more than once in his segment, he calls her dude. And, you know, I used to do this all the time. Like, this would go on in the 90s when dude was really a thing in the lexicon, and guys would call me dude, and I would always, always correct them and say, do not call me dude. I'm not a dude. I'm a woman. I'm not your dude. Okay. Knock it off. And he calls her dude. And it's interesting because she doesn't correct him. So it seems like she got the memo from the Mindy Kaling skirmish, in which Mindy called her Meghan Markle, and Meghan said, it's so funny you called me you know I'm Sussex now. Like, she got the memo, but it's like, this is a moment where I actually would have said, like, Meghan should have like been like, hey guy, like, I'm not a dude, you know, can we just call me Meghan, but not dude. Okay. She tells Will about all the British Christmas traditions she learnings perhaps, while she was, quote, living in the UK. Okay. For 5 fucking seconds. So just knock it off. And then throughout this entire exchange, she's like got this really tight smile. Her smile isn't genuine. There's nothing relaxed about it. It's tight. And, you know, that bulging masseter muscle, you know, 'cause she's always like just fucking like just gutting it out, trying to seem cool and relaxed and, you know, laissez-faire, and she's got joie de vivre, all the things that she does not possess. And they're doing this project, this arts and crafts project, in which I swear this is what they're doing. They're taking the equivalent. I wish I brought my props. I forgot. An empty toilet paper roller. And she's wrapping that shit up, and she's making it seem like it's like the greatest fucking thing ever. And by the way, we have not forgotten, Meghan, that by many accounts and reports, you are allegedly, reportedly, just my opinion, a raging bully. She goes on to say to Will, quote, to me, grace is about making other people feel comfortable. Sure it is. Then Will FaceTimes his wife, Christina. I believe her name is pronounced Toshi. She is the genius behind Milk Bar, okay? She is a genius. Why she's not on this show making cookies and all manner of treats with Meghan, I have no idea. Could it be that Meghan is jealous of other accomplished women, like truly accomplished self-made women who have real creativity and talent? Maybe. It's just a theory of the case. But anyway, Will FaceTimes his wife, and Meghan gets up and she says, hi, friend. Nobody talks like this, but Meghan's trying to prove to us that she has friends. We know she doesn't. As the season changes to cold weather, blood pressure tends to rise due to the narrowing of blood vessels, increased salt cravings, and less physical activity. But here is the good news. You have the power to take control of all of that with 120 Life. 120 Life is a blend of great tasting superfruit juices that can actually help lower your blood pressure naturally. It is trusted by over 1,000 health professionals and used by people just like you who have seen real measurable results. You can try it yourself risk-free with their 2-week trial. Just go to 120life.com, use code NERVE, that's NERVE, to save 15%. You can track your progress with a very simple blood pressure monitor. Watch your numbers drop and feel the difference. Plus, it's completely risk-free. If you don't see lower numbers in 2 weeks, you get your money back. Go to 120life.com. That's 120life.com. And remember to use code NERVE to save 15%. This is serious. This is your life we are talking about, and 120 Life can help. Don't wait. Take control of your health today. Our next segment, we're in the kitchen. Guy the dog is there. Poor guy, RIP. Meghan's in pajamas. She's like, this is my concession to my 2 great oldest friends who are coming there on their way. And she's going to start like making treats for them with her loose hair hanging everywhere. Again, hygienic? I think not. This is disgusting, okay? I am sure there were pieces of her dangling tendrils everywhere. Now, in come Meghan's really, really good old friends, Kelly and Lindsay. Let's watch.
Oh gosh. Oh dear. Oh dear. She's feeling festive. I'm gonna love it.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Knock, knock.
Knock, knock. She's here. Hello. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, you're blonder.
Very blonde.
Thank you. Beautiful. Bubbles?
Yes, please. I'm so glad you're both here.
This is a little bit of pomegranate syrup. Pretty. Oh my gosh. Yeah, these are jammies. Cheers, ladies. Okay. Ooh, so good. That looks beautiful. I mean, that does look gorgeous.
Wow, that banter is so organic and relaxed and sparkling. They really seem to have like a real connection among the 3 of them, don't they? I'm going to say this. Lindsay seems very afraid. The smaller blonde woman, she seems very afraid. Now, there's a couple of things to go. If you go back and look at this, you'll see I'm right. Meghan is a fucking bully because she says to Lindsay, who is hugging Kelly, oh, you're so much blonder. And you can see Lindsay like freeze up a little, and she actually goes and looks at the camera, and she's like, did she just say what I think she said, which is Meghan saying, oh, look, you went and got your roots done and spent all this time getting yourself preened and ready to be on my Netflix show. Wow, how insecure are you? That's what that was. That's exactly what that was. She's a fucking bitch. Okay, later that night, the night that this Netflix special dropped Wednesday, Lindsay, I found this on Instagram. I guess she had just put it up. She said that she flew from a very substantial distance to do this bullshit thing in Meghan's rented house, not even her kitchen, okay? And she said she spent more time in the air than she did on the ground taping with Meghan. And in her Instagram caption, she was like, you know, Meghan's such a great friend and she's been so supportive of my book. Really, Lindsay? Because I didn't hear Meghan mention your book fucking once. I haven't heard her mention it since this thing dropped. So how supportive is she? Find your dignity wherever you left it and leave this one behind you, okay? Then Kelly and Lindsay and Meghan go into like another outbuilding where they hand make some wreaths. And this is the stuff they say to each other. They're not really talking to each other. They're not. There's no conversation. They say things like, go big or go home, plot twist, time to roll up our sleeves. I don't believe that these two have ever met Meghan before today. I really don't. They came out of central casting. Meghan needed some friends. They hired some friends. Just my opinion. Then Meghan shows us how to wrap gifts. Again, you are insulting the very people you're trying to reach. Wrapping gifts, are you for fucking real? And I'm going to tell you, when you watch this, you really look at her eyes, because I felt this way watching it. I think you really do see her fucked up inner child coming out. You know, this idea that if I'm just perfect enough and I do everything perfectly enough and I make everything look pretty, and if I'm bland enough and inoffensive enough and I hide my rage because my mother has been absent for a good chunk of my developmental years, but nobody's ever allowed to talk about that. That alleged reported major amount of time that mommy was not in the picture. But we got to hide our rage because we just want mommy to love us. That's the source of the wound, I believe, of the narcissist wound, the narcissistic wound. I think Meghan's a malignant narcissist. Watch her. You know, she's been practicing this shit in the mirror for like years. Oh my God, I'm going to get a Netflix show and I'm going to wrap gifts and people. Okay. With her psycho vision board about Harry. Allegedly. Okay. Here's Meghan telling us how to wrap a fucking present.
One technique that's really fun is just the different way in which you're folding the paper. If you fold it outwardly instead of inwardly, it creates a different world there. Nice and sealed. First side folded down, and then that second piece will fold on top. You just layer the folds on the front for a beautiful decorative touch. And then the other side will also fold on top. It's a little bit more unexpected. Now, of course, you can put a bow on it, you could put a bell on it, you could put a sprig of anything. And if you just wanted to tuck something in, you could do that too.
Oh, you could do that too. Then she goes on to say a bow right there could be awfully darling. Okay, next we have a quote. We have a new friend stopping by. She's an athlete, always training. This is a loose quote. So I thought, crudité. One thought does not follow the other. You have a new friend. Okay, Meghan has no friends. I'm sorry. I don't think this woman has a single true friend in the world. Okay, Naomi Osaka, who is a tennis player and a very good tennis player, but energy-wise, Naomi is really, really low energy. Like Naomi, I'm not trying to be flip, but Naomi presents like someone who suffers from treatment-resistant depression, okay? Here she is asking Naomi what her favorite thing about the holidays is.
What's your favorite thing about the holiday?
Honestly, I think family. I travel so much, so I don't get to see my family as often, but I feel like the holidays is a time where you can focus on family, and for me, just take a break and kind of enjoy life.
In the moments in between training, can you just...
I do relax, but I'm also chasing after my daughter. So,
exactly. But that's the good kind of non-relaxation, right? That's the stuff that is so soul-filling and amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up, Meghan. Shut the fuck up. You know, yeah, it's really soul-filling and amazing if you have an army of nannies and personal household staff to help. Most people don't enjoy running after their children every fucking day and trying to keep them from killing each other accidentally or on purpose. But Meghan says, let's go craft, okay? And Naomi looks like she would rather die. She would rather take the nearest kitchen utensil and plunge it into a naked eyeball, okay? She is not having fun, and she's going to kill whoever booked her on this bullshit show. And Meghan's trying to bond with Naomi because they're both mothers. You know, again, this is the province of tiny minds. Just because you reproduced, it doesn't mean you have a goddamn thing in common. And I'm sorry to those of you out there who are offended by that language, but I am so sick of this woman and her bullshit. And this has to be done. This has got to be the nail in the coffin of Meghan Markle's media productions, okay? She doesn't even know how to pronounce Naomi's daughter's name. And that's something that she should have had her production team giving her. She should have said, you know what? give me the phonetic spellings of everyone and everyone's relatives so I can talk to them. And these, again, she did not book interesting people. You can be accomplished and you can be successful as Naomi is, but that doesn't mean you're fucking interesting or you can carry on a conversation. You are not interesting by dint of your fame, which is a lesson that Meghan refuses to learn. Okay, you cannot reverse engineer becoming interesting because you're famous. Usually, if it's going right, it's the other way around. You become famous because you're fucking interesting and you've got something to offer. But now we got to go back to Meghan and her report cards from grammar school.
So my mom found an old report card of mine, and on
Sure
the
she
report
did.
card in the physical education part, ability to throw or catch a ball, not applicable. They couldn't even give me a grade.
Wow, they couldn't even give her a grade. She told this story already. She told it, I believe, in the Harry and Meghan Netflix tell-all special, in which she went back to like an elementary school and she was still perseverating on the report cards, and she's always finding old report cards. I don't know anybody who finds as much old shit from school as this woman does. Usually they're all in boxes and they're packed away. You know, there is no level of minutia from her own personal history, her own arid Sahara desert of an interesting personal history that does not escape her notice, and that she does not feel the impetus to share. So secure is she in her knowledge that the rest of us will find it equally fascinating. She goes on to tell us that one form of measuring ingredients turns out to be the same exact number as her first area code. Who gives a shit, lady? Nobody cares. Malignant narcissist. Flashing around, just my opinion. Tom Colicchio comes in. Tom Colicchio from Top Chef. Meghan says, a little birdie told me something about you. That little birdie is his publicist or his personal assistant. So stop pretending that you have any real interest in or actual relationship to any of these people. We are drinking a lot of booze. Meghan says something to Tom, which includes the phrase, and you know, all that jazz. I don't know where she gets this language from. She sounds like an 80-year-old. She really does. And then they're about to make a beet salad together. And she goes, let's drop that beet. Now, her beet salad, by the way, is full of all of the ingredients that Harry hates. Tom goes on to tell Meghan that he's going to be cooking Christmas dinner. I guess it was the end of 2024. Again, that's how old this piece of shit is. That he's going to be cooking Christmas dinner for 20 people. And Meghan is shocked. And she's not shocked, in my opinion, that he's cooking for 20 people because the guy is a restaurateur, okay? I think she's shocked that he has 20 people in his life that he feels close enough to have over to his home and to cook for. This is foreign to her. This is alien. You have 20 people who not only like you, but love you. Wow. Now, Tom is a smart, interesting guy. He mentions, you know, they're salting something, and he just sort of tangentially, he's like, oh yeah, did you know that salt once used to be a currency? And you can see for the first time, Meghan's eyes really light up because this is an interesting guy. And he is giving her a level of conversational output that she's not getting from that dim bulb who was most recently seen leering drunkenly, in my opinion, at Kris Jenner's Rock a couple of weeks ago. She's not getting it from that dude, okay? She's not. Okay, now, Tom and Meghan are working at a Thermador range cooker. This oven retails for $19,000. But, you know, we're relatable. She is showing Tom how to make gumbo because her mother makes gumbo. So she's the expert in gumbo. Even Tom says, I know how to make gumbo, but he lets her have it. And then she goes on to tell him, as if he didn't know, that cooking is a full sensory experience. I'm going to spare you the rest of the bullshit she utters. Harry comes in. Harry shows up. He makes his entrance from behind the wall of the fake kitchen. It's all fake. It's fakety fake. I think this was shot in summertime. I think it was shot the exact same time as season 1 Part A and season 1 Part B. And we are straining. I think that this marriage has been in jeopardy for quite some time. Harry comes in, and you know what? Say what you will. I mean, the guy is a dim bulb, but he does have star power, because you can even see Tom take like a tiny step back. He's like, whoa, this is a figure of, this guy, he's got it. Okay, here we go. He comes in.
Hi guys. I smell gumbo.
I was like, there's so much buzz around. This is my husband.
Nice to meet you. Hi, how are you doing?
Making my mom's gumbo.
That's what I smell.
Guess what else is in this salad? It's literally your favorite salad of all time.
Ooh.
Beets, black olives, fennel,
Yep.
anchovies.
Oh wow, that's like the anti-salad.
Everything you hate.
Yeah.
Everything, and pickled
You
vegetables.
must have known that I was coming.
Exactly, yeah.
She's like, and anchovies and this, it's so funny, right? It's not funny. It's an act of aggression. It's an act of hostility. She very easily could have said to Tom, you know what? My husband's going to come in, and what I would love to make for him is his favorite dish. And what would be great is if you could do it and I could learn from you how to elevate it. But no, she's got to fucking shiv Harry because she hates him. Just like Michelle hates Barack, she hates Harry because Harry's the star. Harry's the one with the importance here, okay? And she's on his coattails. She knows she got this Netflix special because of who she's married to, and that is it. She can see it in the dimming eyes and lights of everybody she's trying to interact with on this show, that she's a bore. She's a bore. Harry tries the gumbo.
It's delicious. I'm not so sure it's as good as your mum's, but it's certainly close.
Wow.
What? Oh my gosh.
So you see him make that crack, and he sort of goes like this, like he takes like a kind of defensive posture. Like, oh, I made a joke. Is that okay? And then Meghan, you can see she's actually enraged. Because Meghan's supposed to be the best. Meghan is the straight A student. It's got to be A++ all the way. Like, we've got to be perfect. And I'm sorry, you said you like my mother's better than mine. And then you see her try to put the mask back on again. And it's like, but I'm kidding. What? Oh my God. Enraged. Okay. Now we are going to see her, do what is really common when you're cooking for your husband and having just sort of a normal afternoon, shooting the breeze in the kitchen. Here we go.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. She's basically saying, thank you for going along with this. Thank you for doing the thing that my bosses at Netflix told me to do, which was to get you the fuck in here and try to give some sort of surprise or energy to this literal shit show that is my holiday special shot in the bright California sunshine without any real warmth or authenticity. Just my opinion. That does it. That does it for Meghan Markle's Netflix career, in my opinion. And that does it for today's edition of The Mini Nerve. We will be back again on Tuesday for a full Nerve, and again on Wednesday for The Nerve at Night. In the meantime, email me, Maureen at devilmaycaremedia.com, or send me a DM on Instagram at Maureen Callahan Writer or at The Nerve Show. Also, check out The Nerve Substack, thenerveshow.com. It's there. Remember, if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. It's like $5 a month, and it helps the show grow, and you get lots of like behind the scenes intel. It's great. And we also have new holiday merch. It just dropped. And for those of you self-described Mo Bros, there's stuff for you over there. There's some beer cozies. There's some skull caps. We made it as masculine as possible. Grab something for yourself or pick something up for, one of your fellow heterosexual male listeners of The Nerve. Just go to shopthenerve.com. We're going to do this on social media next week. Marlena is debating whether to get bangs. She really wants them, but she's afraid of the commitment. And so she bought like the kind of bangs you can just like clip in. And so we're going to put up a side-by-side at the Nerve show. And you guys can vote and tell Marlena whether she should actively go for it or not. Remember, you can listen to The Nerve on Meghan's podcast playlist every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern on Sirius XM channel 111, the Meghan Kelly channel. And we will see you here again next week at The Nerve, where you will never guess what we're about to say next. Today's show is sponsored by Cowboy Colostrum. Colostrum is the first milk that little calves get from their mothers after birth, and it's often called liquid gold because it's packed with proteins, natural growth factors, and antimicrobials. 3 things that can enhance your immune response, reduce inflammation, repair and balance gut lining, and reduce bloating. It can even make your hair and skin look amazing. Cowboy Colostrum offers the highest quality cow colostrum in the U.S. They don't overprocess or strip their colostrum. They leave it whole with full fat and high protein for ultimate nutrient density. It is sourced from 100% grass-fed cows here in the U.S. with all natural ingredients and no artificial flavors. You can add Cowboy Colostrum to your coffee or smoothie. It's simple and easy to drink. I do it. I love it. I just use a frother. It's very satisfying. For a limited time, our listeners will get up to 25% off their entire order. Just head to cowboycolostrum.com/Maureen and use code Maureen at checkout. That is 25% off when you use code Maureen at cowboycolostrum.com/Maureen. And after you purchase, they're going to ask where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them you're a troublemaker and that The Nerve sent you.